You need to be able to trust that what the Lord said to you will come to pass. A lot of times when the Lord speaks to us about our lives, we get so excited that we become impatient and just expect what he said to us to come to pass like the next day. But most of the time that's not the case. And the case is that we just need to trust his timing, that what he said will come to pass. I mean, we see this in the Bible. Read the story of Abraham. Abraham was promised that his descendants would be as great as the number of stars in the sky. But that didn't just happen right then and there as God told him. That took time, but Abraham believed, and just as the Lord had promised him, it came to pass, but with due time. And as you keep reading on, you see that Abraham kept obeying God, he kept listening to God, he kept following God, and he kept having faith in what God had promised him. And then soon enough, it came to pass. Throughout time, it came to pass, but he had to keep having faith, and he had to keep listening to God. You know what's so crazy is that as Abraham started to see God's promise come to pass with the birth of his son Isaac, which also Abraham was like 100 years old. That is mighty old. That is so crazy. Abraham had to wait that long, and he still had faith. Dang it. Like, even as he started to see his promise come to pass, God told him to go kill Isaac. Now, it didn't actually happen, but to test his faith, he said, go kill Isaac. And Abraham was still willing because he had his eyes fixed on the bigger picture, on the full promise, not just the beginning of it, the whole thing. And that's the same type of faith we need to have. We need to be focused on the full picture, what God has promised us throughout the whole way, and he will walk with us throughout the whole way, and he will keep his promise. So if God has told you something, but you don't have faith and you're not following him the way you should be, then you just completely closed off that promise that he wants to give you. You closed off all the blessings that came with that. Abraham, he kept having faith. He kept following God. He had so much faith that he was willing to kill his son because God told him to. And that's what led him to getting all the promises that God promised him. And it's the same way for us. We need some Abraham-like faith. Because with faith like that, that's when we'll be able to see everything that God has promised us come to pass.